Recording started. Okay, so today is Monday, December 16th, the last Monday that we get to see each other this year. Hopefully everyone's got their New Year's resolutions in hand and you have a fantastic Christmas after this class. Okay, so today's goal we will go over in a little bit. Many of you, I don't know if you've done so yet, but if you do have a cell phone, this is a really cool subscription you can do, add yourself to make sure that you're getting the reminders for this class. So for Learning Strategies class, if you type this phone number in, 778-402-1783, and in the message type in @Bridges High, you will get messages from me or Michelle saying or reminding you to sign into class or of any activities that are coming up in the near future, etc. You shouldn't get more than 1 or 2 messages a week. So far it's been about 1 message a week reminding you to log into class. You can also do it by email, but I don't really see a point because I'm going to email you anyway with a reminder, so this is really unnecessary. For those of you without a cell phone, it's not a big deal, but you do have to check your email daily, and I suggest that for all of you. If you are interested or have already signed up for this Remind 101 subscription, can you please just type your name in the side here so I can see that that's something that you're interested in doing. No one? No one? Okay, well, it's an idea nonetheless, and we won't know your cell phone number. So that's something that's key as well. If you don't want us to know your cell phone number, I know some of you have no problem providing Michelle with your cell phone number, but some of you may be weary about giving your teachers your cell phone number. If you have one, this is a really good way to get reminders on your cell phone without having us know what your cell phone number is. For the next slide, we are going to go over the calendar. Does anyone have any questions about this? Okay, I'm going to move on. Woo! Okay, so for the calendar, today's date is December 16th. The 20th, this is for phys ed, but all of Learning Strategy students really. There is skating available if you're interested. Sign on to the phys ed ELive tomorrow at 11:30. It's about half an hour, but I'll probably be giving the skating information in the first 10 minutes if you're interested in that. The blue here, this is our winter break. So from the 23rd of December all the way to the 3rd of January, you have off with Christmas being here and New Year's being there. So it gives us a little bit of a break before Christmas and a little bit of a break after New Year's. That's a really nice break. Sometimes they don't do the break very nicely and Christmas ends up being here and New Year's ends up being, I don't know, it's not very nice, but this year it's good because we have a few days prior to and after New Year's to recuperate from any partying that we do. In the new year, some important dates to keep in mind. Yes, the recuperation is important, right, Anna? Some important dates to keep in mind for the new year are the 9th, 16th, 21st, and 30th. These are days that we will be going to Snow Valley for skiing or boarding if you're interested. If you're in the phys ed class, that means that you get to accumulate your phys ed hours. However, if you're not, it's just something that's fun for us to do. It's an activity that we'll do starting in the morning, and I will give you some more information tomorrow in the phys ed ELive. I'm not going to go over it in detail today, but it is It's going to be really fun. And if you don't have a helmet, you can rent one at the Hill. Anyway, prices and all of that, we will talk to you about that, excuse me, in the new year, or hopefully I'll have that information tomorrow. The 10th, see here, is an important date because that is the last day that you can get your assignments in for your core courses. For semester 1 in order to be eligible for semester 2 classes. So let's say you're taking a Science 14 class. You're still, oh my goodness. There we go. I was on the moderator. Here we go. Can you see that, Mackenzie? See, there's some things I had it on Rome. Can everybody see that now? Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for bearing with me and my little technical difficulties I'm having here on my own. Zach, welcome. We're just going over the calendar today. So the 10th is the last day that you can hand in assignments for semester 1 classes. I was saying if you're taking Science 24 this semester and you're intending on taking, or Science 14 this semester, and you are intending on taking Science 24 next semester, you will not be eligible unless your assignments are in by the 10th of January. Tests and quizzes, etc. can be written after that date, but all of your assignments need to be in by the 10th. The 17th is officially the last day of classes for semester 1. So this will be the last day that you write units, tests, etc. And then we have a finals week, which happens to be from the 20th to the 29th. There, technically for your semester 1 classes will not be classes on the 30th and 31st, but I don't have that blocked off as a break for us because we are a full year course. We will continue to have you sign into your ELives and make sure that you are keeping up to date with your Learning Strategies class. So the 30th and 31st are technically no school days for your semester 1 classes. They're called turnaround days. It's giving you a little bit of time to prepare for your semester 2 classes and it turn around from semester 1. Does anyone have any questions about the next couple months and the end of semester 1 and beginning of semester 2? Green check marks if you follow so far. Great, great. Samuel's a comment. Do you mean we will choose semester 2 classes in the new year? So after the winter break, we're going to go through and make sure that our semester 2 classes can be chosen then. Welcome, Sarah. We're just starting with the calendar. Yes. Yes, Anna. So, Anna, it says you've only been given Science 14, but some of your other classes can be added after we know that you have the prerequisite for those classes, and you will be finishing your semester 1 classes. So, we're going to move on to what we're doing today, and it's really important. I'm going to focus on the planning calendar because we need to complete that to ensure that we're finishing our semester 1 classes so that we will be eligible for semester 2 classes. So I'm going to move on here. I'll just get rid of your X's there and moving on. So today we need to remember that we need to check in daily to our ELives. Colt, it looks like you got kicked off there. Welcome back. It's very important that you are checking in daily to your ELives, especially up until the end of the semester, to make sure that everything is getting done. And if you have any concerns, we can address them ASAP. Today we're going to go over finishing up the interim review for the second interim report. Some of us have already completed that, but many of us have not, so I'm going to go over that with you today. we will go over completing the planning calendar up to the end of semester 1. And this is very important that we complete this, because this will enable us to figure out whether we are going to be finishing our semester 1 courses on time, or if they need to be turned over to semester 2 classes or full year classes. It will also enable the administration as well as Michelle to know whether you will be eligible to take certain semester 2 classes. So this is very important. Another important feature we're going to finish today is our goals and gains, but notice how the planning calendar is far more important for this last Monday of December. Then you can continue working on your Quizlet from stage 2. So here I've just made a note that you need to make sure to sign on to your ELives daily or come on site. It says at least once a week. Some of you have difficulty coming on site because of lack of transportation, or just generally you're very, very far away. That's not a big deal as long as you're signing on to the ELive daily. Okay, so for the interim report number 2, green check mark for those of you who remember doing this last week. Okay, so about half of us. Okay, so for those of you who have done this okay, so about 3 of us have not done this. Okay, then I'll go over this very quickly. Under your Learning Strategies class, if you open up stage 3, you will have a section that takes you to the planning calendar. So I'll just, here we go. This is the stage 3 screen. So it shows that you need to check into the ELive daily. There's the interim review number 2. So you'll open that and then get into interim review number 2. If you have difficulty opening the Google Doc, please remember that sometimes it's because your computer is not recognizing you as an EPSB student. So you need to go back to your Moodle, or excuse me, My Locker. Click on the School Zone tab at the top and make sure that you sign into School Zone and open up your Google Drive. At that point, you can go back to the Learning Strategies class and try opening up the interim review again. If you have difficulty doing that, please make sure to stay on the ELive today so that I can walk you through getting onto your interim review. The planning calendars are important to do. You have goals and gains, and we'll also talk about some of these other activities later on. So I'm going to go back to the interim report. So you'll open the Google Doc. Remember to rename it with your full name. For example, Dina Isherwood, interim mark activity number 2. You're going to share it with Michelle Kelly, Richard Beal, and me, Dina Isherwood. Then you're going to delete the instructions. For all of your courses, sorry, what have you done? Oops, Anna? Oh, you have done it. Okay, that's good. List the mark you received. If you did not receive a mark and you received an IEA, that means that there's not enough information to give you a mark. Okay, so if there isn't enough information to give you a mark, you can still give some thoughts about it, because if you don't have a mark, your thought should really be, I haven't been handing my stuff in on time, I haven't been completing my assignments, I need to be focusing on that course a little bit more. Set a course goal for stage 3. Stage 3 ends at the end of semester 1. So please make sure that your goal is, what is a Moodle? What is the definition for Moodle? It's just it's a website that's interactive. So it would be your My Locker. Your My Locker is a Moodle. Okay? So your course goal for stage 3 should be your course goal up until the end of semester 1. And then at the end of this activity that you're doing, your interim report, you will share something that we should know about how you're doing. So something personal that you'd like us to know. Maybe you've got some stuff going on that makes it difficult for you to finish your courses or whatever that may be. Does anyone have any questions about the interim report? I also have a link here, but again, you may not be able to open it unless you're signed into School Zone and Google Drive. So we're just waiting. Mackenzie has a comment coming up or a question. It's like Google Docs, I think. Well, what do you mean? Module? Oh, you're talking about the Moodle. The Moodle is the website we use for the class. That's all that is. Yes, it is what makes online school. So basically, if you go into Learning Strategies class from My Locker, that is a Moodle. It's just a different setup for a website. It's interactive. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about the interim report? Smiley faces for I get it, let's move on. And Colt, it's just a name. Like, I don't know exactly why. We could Google that afterwards, but I think it's just a name. That's why they call it a Moodle. Why do we call things anything, really? So I'm going to move on. For updating your planning calendar, this is super important, okay? This is something that we need to have completed and make sure that it's done by the end of today for up to the end of semester 1. Okay, so we need to complete our planning calendar up to the end of semester 1. This will let us know if we'll be finishing your semester 1 classes on time to be eligible for semester 2 classes. We will be setting semester 2 classes after the break. So after our December 23rd to January 3rd break, exactly, Anna, why are you called Colt? Because that's your name. We just call things that. So if you open up that planning calendar, many of you should already have it. Red X's for those of you who do not know what I'm talking about. You don't know what a planning calendar is at all. Great, so everybody knows what a planning calendar is. So please make sure that you plan your courses. So I would list my course, for example, if I had a course in math. So I put math. I teach Math 10-4, so I'll put Math 10-4. That's the class that I'm in right now. And I will make a plan all the way until the end of this week here. You can have plans for exam week. You could definitely say if you know you have an exam January 20th to 24th or January 27th to 29th, you can write that in there as well. Zach, it's an open source web app hosting like the old Yahoo geosites. Are we still on what a Moodle is? I thought we could move on. I know, IT much? Oh, that's funny. Okay, moving on to the planning calendar. So if we can make sure that that is open and we have ourselves planned to the end of January. Okay, so for these 2 weeks here, January 20th to January 29th, if you have exams, please put them into your planning calendar. All the way from today, December 16th, to January 17th. And typically for those of you taking semester 1 classes, you want to finish all of your assignments by January 10th. So you really should have everything done in this box here. So if I had a Math 10-4 class and I wanted to finish by the end of semester 1, I would definitely make sure that all of my assignments would be completed by this box here. These boxes here are shaded light blue because you will not have classes. That is your winter break. It does not mean that you do not have to, you cannot plan in those boxes in the chart. It just means that you won't be checking into class or checking into the ELive. So you can say you plan to finish a chapter or you plan to finish one assignment. It's just shaded blue so you know that these weeks are not weeks that you will sign on to ELive. Any question for the planning calendar? Okay, again, I would like to emphasize that it needs to be completed to the end of the term. The end of the term is January 17th, and you must complete any semester 1 work by that time if you are to get new semester 2 classes. We'll be looking at registering into new semester 2 classes in the new year, come January 6th when we come back to classes. How do we bring the calendar up to date? What do you mean, Colt? Do you have the calendar in your Google Docs? Pretty much, just fill in what you plan to do. Exactly. And if some of your plans change, for example, you've made plans up until January, but you haven't met some of your plans, or you've gotten ahead, you can definitely update and change them. Then what do you mean, Colt? Okay, how about I let go of the mic and you take the mic and ask your question, okay?
My planning calendar, I don't know how you get it from, like, if it's at October, how you bring it up to December so that you have December at the top of it.
Okay, so I think what you're asking is here I have it set up for December. You don't have to. You can keep all of your planning that you had all previously from September, etc. Just start from here. If you want to, if you have nothing in from October till now, I would suggest deleting it. So you would highlight those cells, right-click, and click on Delete Rows. But if you have planning in there, I would leave it and just start at this week. Okay, because deleting that may change how your mark shows up for this class, because we know you've been registered since September, October, and if you delete all of your planning from September till now or from October till now, you may lose your mark for that section. So I would actually just keep it in there unless it's empty. Okay, so if it's empty and it has nothing in there, you will highlight all of the cells you want to delete. You'll right-click and click on Delete Rows. Did that answer your question, Colt? Okay, awesome. What was I saying? So Michelle says to emphasize here, update your calendar so it clearly shows the work you have left and the schedule of how you will complete it. And then that will let us know whether we should be registering you into a semester 2 class or not. Okay, so this is very important. If you want to register into semester 2 classes, you must have your planning calendar updated by January 6th for sure. If you're having difficulty doing that today, you can definitely do it sometime this week and sign on to the ELive again, because you will be signing on daily for us to help you. And again, we will set semester 2 courses beginning this week here, January 6th to 10th. So it's very important that you sign on to your ELives this week so that we can get you your semester 2 classes. Any questions? Can I move on? Green check marks for let's move on. Great. Okay, so we're almost finished class here. It's a short one. If you look at stage 3, Michelle and I have opened up a bunch of assignments for you. Stage 3 in learning strategies is crossing the semester 1 finish line. We're very close to the end of semester 1. So if you take a look, we've already gone through making sure to check onto the ELive daily. Finishing the interim review number 2, the how's it going now section. So we went over that in today's class. The planning calendar, making sure to stay on track so that we are completed by the end of semester 1 so that we can register in semester 2 classes. Goals and games, that is a daily activity that we need to continue doing, and many of us are really doing well on the goals and games. That's fantastic. We're going to do a high school credit map and semester 2 course selection starting January 6th. So that's something that we'll do starting in the new year. You can complete your video boost, smart study skills, so that's just watching a video. If you do that, that is something that gets checked off, and that will give you points towards your mark. You may start this activity here, the Luminosity memory games. So if you open that and follow the instructions to sign into Lumosity, it's a cool site where you can go. Welcome, Thomas. We're almost finished class. If you have questions, let me know at the end of class. Lumosity is a really cool site that you can go to help improve your memory. It's very important to keep your brain fit, just like how we exercise to keep our body fit. That's what Lumosity will do for us. And continue to do your Quizlet study games. So that is what stage 3 entails, and we need to finish all of these by the end of semester 1. Any questions about that? Red X's for not understanding what we need to have completed by the end of semester 1. Colt, ask me a question. I'll shut off the mic here so you can come on. What are you lost about, my friend?
Everything.
Okay, Colt. So when class is over, how about we go through it together, and I can give you some one-on-one attention as to what I expect to be finished, or what Michelle and I expect to be finished for learning strategies to the end of semester 1. Okay? Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, Colt, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to move on. And this is the end here. So please don't forget, because I have made this quite a short class, you should be here from 11 to 12. So please make sure to complete your goals and games. Continue working on your Quizlet. Sign in daily to your ELive, so I'll expect to see you tomorrow sometime, Wednesday sometime, Thursday sometime, and Friday is, we don't usually check in on Friday, but if you'd like to, you can. And for those of you who are in phys ed, please make sure to sign into the phys ed ELive tomorrow at 11:30 for more info on the upcoming activities. For those of you who are not in phys ed, it's something that you can do definitely if you're interested in going skating, skiing, or snowboarding in the new year. Okay, so if you're interested in that, you should do that. So many of you, I would like you to stay online and just make sure to finish your planning calendars, your interim review, and your goals and games. When those are finished, you could definitely choose to sign off and have a really fantastic Christmas break.